These past couple weeks has been pretty eventful for Star Wars Unlimited. We had a few tournaments here, maybe 2 weeks ago, where Django decks just took over, and there were a lot of Django decks that basically won or even were top four, top eight. Either way, Django became one of the top leaders in some of these tournaments, to the point where it got to like 54% of the decks were Django. You could take a look at Field Shot's videos on some of that stuff, which is pretty interesting. But the big news that we got this week for Star Wars Unlimited was the announcement of Set 5. New previews, new stuff that we're going to be looking at today in this video. Legends of the Force, the official teaser trailer was released last week. We have the new logo, which looks nice, Legends of the Force. And let's just go through it. On Wednesday, they had a stream. Last Wednesday, this was April 2nd. They had a stream just announcing the new set, Legends of the Force, and going through some of the new mechanics that this new set will bring. Also highlighting some of the spotlight decks that that are going to be released with this set. So let's just go and look at some of this cool stuff here. So this is the logo, and that's the new art piece for the set, where we have Yoda, we have Ahsoka, we have Baylan, Savage, and Mother. Those are the spotlight characters that we see in this set. And then we have something new, a new mechanic, which is called the Force. Here's an image of the Force token. In this set, you will be able to gain the Force, but also use the Force. Basically, when you attack with a Force unit, you will gain the Force. In other words, the Force is with you. And it says, when you use the Force, remove this token from play. So, interesting mechanic. And when you use the Force, obviously you're going to have some abilities that are pretty powerful as a Force unit. But this is the token you'll be able to gain with the Force. The Force will be an interesting mechanic because you don't start off with it. You don't start off with the Force, and a lot of this information is based on the article that they released the last week, but also on the stream that Xander and the other guys were going through, talking about the Force and this new mechanic. And I definitely recommend you watching that stream if you want to get more in depth. But the Force token, or the Force, something you don't have. You have to gain it through abilities or through attacking with a Force unit. And this is the Force token. The Force token, by first impressions, just to me personally, I don't like the way this Force token looks. This whole gray area here just kind of looks bland. I don't know, kind of. I know. I guess it's just for text, is the text box, but I'm just not feeling this Force token. I'm not liking it too much. But there will be a hyperspace version of the Force token as well. I want to see how that looks. But either way, I just feel like there's like a big separation between this X-Wing coming out of the swamp, and then, you know, Obi-Wan and Yoda here talking. This whole big text box just seems kind of clunky in the way, kind of like I'm not sure I'm liking that design. I don't like it, actually. But either way, this mechanic is the Force token. You will have this as a new mechanic, and then essentially, as you will see here, the Force token can be placed underneath the new base. You can put it there, or you can put it in a different way to signify that you have the Force or you don't have the Force. Now that we have this image, we could actually look at one of the bases that were spoiled in the stream. There were two bases spoiled. These are the two bases that come with the spotlight decks. One of them was Shadowed Undercity, and basically with these bases, all the common bases in this set, and there are two per aspect, have this Force ability, I guess you could say. For example, in this one, all the common bases will say, when a friendly force unit attacks, the force is with you, create your force token. So whenever a friendly force unit, you get the token, you get the force, and you'll be able to put it right underneath your base or just have it visible that you have the force. All common bases will have that. And they did mention that there will be rare bases as well that you'll be able to get in this set. But all common bases are 28 hit point bases. There are no 30 hit point bases. So the games could end quicker. Who knows? But this is just one of them. The other one was the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. I don't have an image of that, but you can see it on the stream. But those are the two bases that will come with the Spotlight decks. One of the Spotlight deck leaders is Darth Maul. We'll take a look at this one here. There you go, Darth Maul. He's one of the Spotlight deck leaders. So when he's just a leader unit, or on the leader side, you could exhaust him. You use the force, and when you do have the force token available, you could exhaust them and use that action. Deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a different unit. So you better hope your opponent has 2 different units, or else you'll be putting damage on yourself as well. When you flip them though, as a unit on attack, deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a different unit. So same ability, except that you don't need the force. You're already deployed. But what's interesting is that because you attacked with a force unit, you'll gain the force. And then because now you have the force, you'll be able to use that ability with another card you may have, some other synergy that you might want to use the force with. So that can be a powerful ability, right? Also, if you notice here on the Darth Maul unit, there's a symbol right there, like a little watermark behind the text. This is to signify that this is a force unit. Going forward, all force units will have that symbol, which is that one there. That symbol is something now that's going to be on all force units. So it's just a way to identify which unit has the force, so that way you don't forget to gain the force, or any abilities that you may have for a force unit. You'll be able to remember by looking at that card. It's like, okay, I got a force unit, let me remember to get the force or use the force. Then we have some of the other cards that were spoiled with the Spotlight deck for Maul. Darth Sidious, Drain Essence, Darth Maul's Lightsaber, the Scimitar, and Savage Oppress. Pretty cool looking cards. Now obviously all these cards are designed to work with Darth Maul and have his synergy, right? So for example, you have Darth Maul's Lightsaber, which is cool because they did mention there's going to be a lot of lightsabers in the set, and it makes sense because it's Jedi or Sith or Force focused set. With his lightsaber, if attached unit is Darth Maul, you may attack with him. For this attack, he gains Overwhelm and can attack bases. So on top of Darth Maul's ability, you have to deal 1 damage to yourself and 1 damage to a different unit. You have Overwhelm and you can't attack bases. But I mean, if you're gonna attack a unit, it's good that you have that Overwhelm to get into the base. And with Darth Maul, you'll be a 9/8 unit, which is pretty rough, pretty good. And then if you have to deal damage to yourself, you could deal it to the Scimitar, which makes it a 6/4 unit in space. No, it'll be a 6/3 because you're giving 1 damage. But yeah, that makes it pretty strong. And obviously when you attack with Maul, if you have the force and you want to bring out your brother Savage, it's good that you have the force, because basically when you play Savage, it says when played, you may use the force. Basically you lose the force token that you gain. If you don't, deal 9 damage to your base, so you better have the force before you bring Savage out, right? And then you have some other blue cards here that be able to help you out. You got Darth Sidious with Restore 2. When played, you may use the force. If you do, defeat a non-Sith unit with 3 or less remaining HP. And then you have an event, Drain Essence, deal 2 damage to a unit. The force is with you. So you'll be able to create the force token by using that that ability, Drain Essence. So yeah, these are some of the cards that were revealed for Darth Maul's Spotlight deck. The Darth Maul's lightsaber is a special rarity. You see the S there, it's kind of blurry. So is the scimitar, special rarity. You'll be able to get 3 of those in the Spotlight deck. And also looks like Darth Sidious might be a Spotlight deck, I think. But either way, you'll be able to get these through booster packs, either foil, hyperspace, or hyperfoil versions of these. Next, we have the other leader, which a lot of people were asking for, is Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn is a 6-cost leader that you'll be able to flip on 6. And his ability is pretty interesting. So when you use the Force, when you have the Force, when you use it, return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-villainy unit that costs less than the return unit from your hand for free. So basically you could bounce stuff back into your hand and play another one that's cheaper for free. Something that in the stream they mentioned that might work out if you're able to make it work is if you have Luke Skywalker out. He's a 7-cost unit. You bounce him back, and then you can play, for example, Obi-Wan for free because he costs 6. And then once he's, dealt his damage, you could bounce Obi-Wan back. Of course, you need the Force to do all this. And then you could play Plo Koon because he costs 5. So you could do that kind of like bringing down the different units that you have. That's the only key is that you need the Force to be able to do that. And then we'll see here in a few seconds some of the cards that you'll be able to bring the Force back to you whenever you need it. So Qui-Gon has an interesting ability to be able to play units for free, which is pretty nice. And then it's a 4/7 unit. When this unit completes an attack and survives, you may return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-villainy unit that costs less. So you don't need the Force to do that, but you need to survive to be able to pull off that ability. And some of the cards that come with the Spotlight deck for Qui-Gon is Obi-Wan Kenobi, young Obi-Wan, Refugee of the Path, Anakin, another Anakin card. And then we have Qui-Gon Jinn's Aether Sprite and the Stinger Mantis. So here's something we want to kind of make or spotlight or to bring attention to is Anakin Skywalker's new not for him, but a new keyword. It's hidden. Hidden is a new keyword that will be an ability going forward for other cards. This is a new keyword that will be able to that will appear only in green aspect, yellow aspect, and the red aspect. It will not be available in the blue aspect because this is kind of like the counter to the blue shielded units. So instead of being shielded, these units will be hidden. And hidden means this unit can't be attacked if it was played this phase. So you'll be able to survive an attack or not. You won't be able to be attacked when you play that unit. So hopefully in the next turn you'll be able to attack. And because Anakin's a Force unit, you'll be able to gain the Force when he attacks. And the nice thing is he comes shielded, so he might be able to survive an attack. And then we have Qui-Gon Jinn's Aether Sprite. On attack, the next time you use one ability this phase, you may use that ability again, which is nice because it kind of plays with that similar thing to one of the cards that came out in Jump to Lightspeed, Krennic. I think it was Krennic, that you can use the Undefeated ability twice. With Qui-Gon, you can use the When Played ability twice when you have his Aether Sprite. It goes good with the Stinger Mantis. When played, you may deal 2 damage to an exhausted unit. So if you play that again, or when you play that card and you have the Aether Sprite, you could use that synergy to deal damage to exhausted units. Also with the Refugee of the Path, if you have Aether Sprites out, you could do the When Played ability. When played, you may give a shield token to a unit with Sentinel, which in turn works with Obi-Wan. When you play a Force unit This unit gains Sentinel for this phase, so it's a nice way to kind of give synergy and has some synergy there to be able to get shields, but also get the force, right? But this is Obi-Wan's Spotlight deck cards. The ones that are special rarity are Anakin, Qui-Gon Jinn's Aether Sprite, and young Obi-Wan. Seems like those are the three special rarities. So here is kind of like a rundown of some of the other cards that some of the cards that are in the Spotlight decks. For example, one we didn't talk about was the Loth Cat, or the Loth Cat. It's a creature. When played, when defeated, something exhausts a ground unit. Yeah, so that comes in Qui-Gon's deck. And then we have here another creature that we didn't see. It's the Ravenous Ratnar. Okay. It's spelled like this. Rat and Ranitar. Okay, maybe it's like that. It's a creature with 5 defense. We don't know what the attack is yet, but it's looking cool. Something that they did want to point out is that in this set there is a sub theme of creatures. So we'll be able, we'll see the Loth Cat, we'll see this creature here, the Ravenous, whatever. But we'll see more creatures in this set, and they mentioned that there will be other cards that call out creatures. So that will be an interesting way to build a creature deck, which I've been wanting to do for a while. And I think I've seen online that some people want to build creature decks, and we do have a few creatures from all sets, so it'll be a nice way to kind of maybe build a potential creature deck. Then with the trailer that was revealed, we got some new images. We have Chirrut here on the planet. I forgot what it's called, but we have Chirrut here. We have Mother. We have Mace Windu, and then we have Porgs. Porgs is a creature unit, and actually they revealed the creature unit, which is, actually, hold on, before we go, let's just admire this art. This art is wallpaper worthy, in my opinion. Great art. Very, very cute and very adorable, I guess. Look at this guy over here. He looks confused. Liking that. So the Porg unit, it's a free unit. You don't have to pay for it, and it does 1 attack and a defense for 1. So I mean, they did mention if you want to put it in an exploit deck, well, you got a free unit that you can put out just to exploit. It's the same cost as a droid, one of those separatist droids. I mean, it's actually free. It's probably worth more than a separatist droid, because you don't have to pay anything, and the stats are very similar. Anyways, all right, so we got Porgs. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is some of the spoiled merchandise things. Now, we have revealed some of the things that that's going to be available in July. July 11th is the release date. We have some of the images for their booster boxes, the packs, and everything else. So let's just start off here with the Legends of the Force booster box. 24 packs. We have the artwork of what it's going to look like, some of the booster packs here, and then we have on the side here Second Sister. So we're going to see a Second Sister card or unit or leader, who knows. And then on the other side of the box, we have on the side here Kanan Jarrus. So we're definitely going to have Kanan. So there's going to be a lot of Jedi, a lot of Sith, a lot of lightsabers like they mentioned. So there's going to be a heavy Force set. Then we have the booster packs. We have Baylan there with Ahsoka. That's one of the booster pack art. We have Mother Telson. And then we have Yoda. Yoda is one of the arts on the booster packs, which looks cool. Looks nice. Love how the art just goes over some of the graphics there. Looks cool. Then we have the image for the pre-release box. The pre-release box just showcases the artwork that we saw at the beginning, and we see Darth Maul here on the side, and then on the other side we have Qui-Gon on this side of the box here, and then we have the standard things you get in a pre-release. You get your tokens, your how to build a deck, your deck box, you know, and your divider. So it's pretty standard stuff that we've seen here with all the releases. Then we have the spotlight decks, spotlight deck cards, and like in the first spotlight decks with Han and Boba, we have a booster pack in every spotlight deck, and some of the tokens as well you'll be able to get there. And then we have Darth Maul's spotlight deck art. All right, pretty cool. Then we have the spotlight deck display for stores, which is nice. Looks cool. Nice blue, really nice blue. And then I noticed that I saw this on one of the images, that this is a booster pack, but it has like a way to hang it on a peg or something. So I'm not sure with this set if there's going to be a new way to hang booster packs, or if they come, or maybe they'll come in these new the way like Pokemon has I forgot what they're called, but the booster packs, they put them in that cardboard sleeve. I wonder if they're going to do that as well. But this was something that I noticed online, that could possibly be a new way to display booster packs for the game. So that's interesting. I just found that interesting. Just wanted to share that. And then we have the coveted, awesome Carbonite Edition booster packs. They did confirm that this will be a product with release, the Legends of the Force Carbonite Edition booster pack. And we have Darth Vader again, which is pretty cool, right? That artwork. Yeah, so again, if you're looking forward to getting those special foils and prestige cards, we're gonna get them. So we look forward to just seeing some of those prestige arts, and this is gonna be one of them, as we can tell. The Darth Vader prestige card. Then we have the display for the Carbonite Edition Legends of the Force booster packs, the Carbonite Edition. So same thing, we have looks like 12 booster packs. Most likely will be the same price for Jump to Lightspeed ones. All right, so that ends the preview for Jump to Light, or not Jump to Lightspeed, I just see here, Legends of the Force, and some of the cool things and some of the products that have come out. Now let's talk about what happened a few days ago, which were the Denver, Colorado sector qualifiers. This was the first sector qualifier event held by Final Fantasy Games, and I noticed, you know, some of the Reddit posts. If you go on Reddit, you'll be able to read some of the experiences that people are having with this event, this tournament. People are enjoying, you know, meeting other people and playing. But some of the, you know, you'll notice some of the complaints of people about, for example, the prize wall, which we're going to see here, but also some of the prizing, you know, that is underwhelming. But, you know, there's pros and cons, and it's the first event. So with anything that's the first of anything, there might be kinks. There are kinks. You work things out as you go, you know, along with different events. So this just goes, this is just to show how or what happened during the Denver qualifier, and to kind of get an idea of like what to expect for the future. This could be a baseline of like what it will be, or if it will get better through time. The next one is going to be held in Richmond, the next sector qualifier, and that's going to be in about 2 weeks. So who knows if this will be very similar or if it's going to be different. Maybe some changes will be implemented. But just to start off, here we have some of the prices for the prize wall when it comes to booster packs. If you want to get booster packs, Spark of Rebellion is the most valuable one of the set so far, and we all know this. FFG knows this, so they're going to charge you double for Spark of Rebellion. Um, I don't think it should be like that, honestly. But they know that Spark of Rebellion's the most popular, the most valuable set in Star Wars Unlimited. It has one of the best legendaries. A lot of the best cards are in Spark of Rebellion, so they'll charge you double for that. If you want Shadows, I feel like they should have put that in order. Shadows second, Twilight next. But if you want Shadows, Twilight, or Jump to Lightspeed, those will be 100 tickets, and then the Carbonite booster packs are 500 tickets. So they'll be triple, quadruple the standard 100 tickets, right? So obviously the Carbonite packs are the most expensive, and we know this in general, so that's expected. Then we have some other of the promo cards on the prize wall. 200 tickets for each one of these. Honestly, this is just my first impression, by the way. I downloaded the image, but I haven't really sat down to like analyze and look at the images here. But promo cards for 200 tickets. I'm assuming each. Are they 200 each, or are they 200 for the 5? I don't know. Probably each, most likely, right? I'm not really feeling the art in some of these, actually. I'm not sure what's up with Agent Callus there. I don't know. I'm not liking the art too much for promo cards. They're cool because they're foil. But 200 each, that seems kind of steep for promo cards. And based on what I was reading online, the pricing wasn't great in the sense like, well, yeah, you could spend a lot of tickets to kind of, let me get, if you're gonna spend what is this, 1,000 tickets for 5 promo cards, that just seems like too much. In my opinion, I feel like it might be too much. I don't know. I haven't personally gone, but based on what I read and what the pricing has been, I feel like it seemed like it was too steep, too expensive. But for 5 promo cards, yeah, I think it's might be worth 200. But if you're just getting one, maybe not. And then this was actually something that I read, that they had to lower the price because it was too much. Because I think it came out to be like $100 per mat, breaking it down the way the pricing was working out. Like $100 per mat. Definitely not paying $100 per mat. But okay, so anyways, we have Kylo, we have Cody, we have the new legendary and the gate one. I forgot the name of it, but honestly, I'm liking this one with all the TIE fighters. That one just looks pretty cool. This artwork I like a lot. The second one I like more is that one on Scarif, Cody, and then Kylo is my fourth. But they did lower the price of this to 1,000 tickets instead of 2,000 tickets. That just kind of gives you an idea that they're kind of testing the waters, playing it by ear, and kind of seeing like what the feedback is, for these prizes. So they already knocked this down by half. We know that 1,000 tickets for a mat. Price wise, I'm not sure how much it comes out to now that they lowered the price, so we'll have to just keep an eye out. And Reddit's a good source to kind of give an idea, or get an idea of like people's experience and what they pay for this. Then we have pins. If you're interested in getting pins, we have 500 tickets for any one of these pins: aggression, command, cunning, right? Those are cool. However, cunning is orange and heroic is yellow. Maybe they couldn't get the colors right. I just doesn't. The cunning is supposed to be yellowish. That's orange. But I do have 2 of these pins, which was nice to get at PAX. I was able to grab the aggression pin and the villainous aspect pin. I think those are probably my favorite aspects right now. Then we have these pins, which are the, what does that say? Spark of Rebellion, Twilight of the Republic, okay, Shadows of the Galaxy, and Jump to Lightspeed. What I'm assuming, yeah, Jump to Lightspeed. So you can get pins for every set. That looks pretty cool. I've never seen those before. Like I said, 500 tickets. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I don't know. But this is the one that to me would kind of I don't know. blew my mind in a little bit. Okay, so if a Carbonite pack is 500 tickets, and you know you buy a Carbonite pack in the store and that costs you $25 retail. If you're paying for 3 Carbonite packs, that's $75 for 3 Carbonite packs at retail. So you're telling me that if I wanted to get a t-shirt with the Star Wars Unlimited logo, that is going to cost me around $70 for a t-shirt. Do you see what I'm saying? The pricing is way off on this. For a t-shirt, I wouldn't pay $70 for a t-shirt, to be honest with you. Now, in my opinion, you know, I've been involved in marketing and a lot of things like that in my career. If you're trying to promote a game, if you're trying to get the word out, if you're trying to make people aware of a new Star Wars game, which a lot of people don't know about, like a lot of people in general don't know about Star Wars Unlimited trading card game, you would make these accessible to buy for everyone. $20 t-shirts, make people buy 20, maybe even 30, at the most $30 for a t-shirt. And that way people get the word out. Star Wars Unlimited. Oh, what's Star Wars Unlimited? Is that a new show? Is that a new, you know, get the word out. Make the t-shirts affordable. That's the key to spreading the word. But get that logo out there. Make that logo visible to as many people as possible. I mean, if these t-shirts cost $20, I'll buy the gray one and the black one, and I will wear them. And I'll wear them here on this on this channel right now. I'll be wearing the Star Wars Unlimited t-shirt if this shirt was accessible. But no, not for $70. Sorry. I could actually make my own t-shirt for cheaper. But that just goes to show that the pricing of the prizes were not that good. But yeah, this is the one that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, come on, make a t-shirt accessible. You know, $20 t-shirts, or give them for free. You know, like when people win stuff, you know, here's a free t-shirt, boom, Star Wars Unlimited. That's like, that'd be a cool prize in my opinion. Star Wars Unlimited hats, you know, just I don't understand. Let me get on that marketing team, please, and I'll give you some great ideas to spread the word. But anyways, this is the last thing I wanted to share for you in the, you know, for this update, this weekly update. But before we obviously, you know, continue or finish our stream here, I call it a stream, but it's not a stream. It's just this thing, right? The video. Let's open up some booster packs. Got some Spark of Rebellion booster packs in honor of those 200 ticket prices. Right, let's just open up some packs. One of the most valuable sets is Spark of Rebellion. We have Director Krennic Hyperspace. So let me zoom in here. You want to see the card, you don't want to see just a white background. Director Krennic Hyperspace, which looks nice. Dagobah Swamp, System Patrol. These are all commons. Open Fire. We have a Hyperspace Disabling Fang Fighter. Alright, our uncommons. Power of the Dark Side. I mean, all these cards are still used in decks, you know, because they're really good. Got Greedo. Rebel Assault, which is great for your space units now with more Rebel units. Right, you get a +1 for every Rebel. General Krell is our rare. And then we have a foil Gladiator Star Destroyer. Alright, next pack, we got Chewie. Right, a Hyperspace IG-88. I've been trying to make an IG deck work for a while, but man, it's hard. Echo Base. Yeah, right. Homestead Militia. These are all our commons here. Alright, we have Power of the Dark Side, which is a really good card. I mean, not Power of the Dark Side. That's the one I have in my mind. The Force is with me, which is a great great card. And as a matter of fact, this will be reprinted in that new set. I mean, it makes sense because if you control a force unit, also give a shield token, this will be a staple in that new Legends of the Force deck. I predict that. General tag hyperspace card. And then our rare is a frontline shuttle. And we have a common foil Soup Racer. Oh, okay. That's the first time that's happened. There's another card in the back after the foil. We have that. I've opened a lot of packs. I've never seen that before. A card in the back behind Soup Racer. I thought I was done, but I guess not. Okay, we have Outmaneuver as an uncommon in the back of a foil. That's new. So in that pack, I mean, there should be only 6 uncommons. I'm confused here. Did I do something wrong? Oh no, because we got a general tag. Uncommon hyperspace. Yeah. Yeah, so we got 4 uncommons. Alright, interesting. Never happened to me, but I guess there's a first time for everything. Now let's since something weird happened in that pack, let's just get a showcase in this pack. How about that? Nope. We've actually got all hyperspace leaders. All hyperspace leaders. This is a Tarkin hyperspace. Capital City. Repair. Disarm. Rogue Operative. No hyperspace common in that pack. No Good to Be Dead. 97th Legion. Starwing. Ooh, we have a legendary. Man, I think this is my 4th Devastator I've pulled. 4th or 5th Devastator. I can never pull a Vader. I need a Vader legendary. And we have a common foil Imperial Interceptor. Alright, we got a legendary at least in that pack. And then it's a good legendary too, in my opinion. Devastator. Devastator is a great legendary. It's not impossible to get to 10. But when you get to the Devastator, when you deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control, you're doing at least 10 damage to a unit. So it's a good way to remove something big. Anyways, that's the video for today. I appreciate everybody watching this video. And you know, it's exciting to see previews of the new set, Legends of the Force. And from now on, you know, there's going to be a lot of news coming in from that set. So I will do everything I can to just keep everything updated. I appreciate everyone for watching these videos and for subscribing to the channel. And then we'll just make more videos, and until the next one.